All right, you guys, just like what we did last time, I want you to make sure that this square says median and this square says mean. We're going to be working with mean since we already worked with median on the other one. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the definition for mean. And don't forget, what I write, you write, okay? So the definition for mean, and it's okay if you go off your paper right here, just up onto the top, is the average. You will hear that a lot. Mean is average. So now I'm going to show you how to find the average. What I'd like you to do is, before we put a number 1, let's fix this. Let's fix this so that I'm going to add one more set. I want you to order the numbers. Go ahead and put that down, order numbers. And we're going to go least to greatest. Right? So we go least to greatest. So we're going to do 3 actions here. Don't forget, what I write, you write. The first thing is we're going to order. The second thing, we're going to find the sum. And the third thing is we're going to divide. Okay, so there's 3 steps in finding the average, which is a little bit different, a little bit more steps than finding the median or the middle number. Okay, so say for instance I give you a dot plot. And on the dot plot we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So say on this dot plot you have your dots. And oh, look at this. This one's nice and symmetrical. In order to find the average amount, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to write out the data from least to greatest so that we can work on step number 1. So step number 1 is order from least to greatest. So let's do that. I have 2 3s. I have 3 4s. I have 3 5s. I'm counting the dots. I have 3 6s. And I have 2 7s. Wow, that's a lot of numbers. Okay? So we finished step number 1. We're good. Now let's go to step number 2. The second step says find the sum of the data. And I want you to put this in parentheses on your notes. This just means add or find the total. Either word, you add it up, you find the total. Okay? So we're literally going to use our calculators on our Google Classroom. I literally want you to open up your calculators on your Google Classroom. And I'm going to show you a shortcut, or just for me, it helps me keep everything organized. I'm going to just add up the numbers that are the same, and then afterwards I'll add them up again. So 3 plus 3, that gives me 6. 4 plus 4 plus 4. If I put that into my calculator, that gives me 12. 5 plus 5 plus 5, that gives me 15 if I put it in my calculator. 6 plus 6 plus 6, that gives me 18. And the last one is 7 plus 7, which gives me 14. So that's a little bit more manageable for me, where I can add these up and not feel stressed that I'm going to mess up any numbers. It's a lot less to put into my calculator. So let me literally type this right now. 6 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18 plus 14. That gives me a total, a sum of 65. So I'm going to write that right here. Now you can't see my calculator, but it was in my hand. So that is my sum, is 65. Well, we're still not done. The average number, or the one that probably most people end up with, is not 65 on here. In fact, it should either be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my data, my average data should be somewhere between 3 and 7. Well, I know why I haven't finished yet, because I still have this last step to do. I have to divide by the total amount of numbers added. Oh, well, that's easy. Let me figure out how many numbers we have. I have one number. Oops. Let me use my highlighter. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have a total of 13 numbers. Well, if you guys haven't caught on already, I'm not a big fan of division, so I'm going to use a calculator. So there's two things I can do. I have to divide by the total amount. So my total is 13. Let's write that down. All right? Total dots is 13. So I can literally go 13 into 65. Excuse me. But that is not my greatest desire. Don't worry, I'm not dying. Or I can divide by 13 in my calculator. So I'm literally going to type in right now 65 divided by 13. Go ahead and do that real quick. Ooh, that was nice. I got 5. If it was a decimal, I would have rounded it to the tens place. So it would be 5 point, whatever this number is. So 5.0. I got 5. Excellent. Well, lastly, let me show you one. And you can do this on the side or on the bottom. Let me show you one. If you ended up with a few numbers, so say for instance, you had a few numbers just like this, and say I just give you a data set. I want you to put these from least to greatest. So that's the first thing you do. Step 1, order them from least to greatest. So I'm going to put them in order so that it's from smallest to biggest. Step 2 says find the sum, or literally add them up. Well, this isn't a big amount, so I can just put them all in my calculator like this. Okay, I'm going to literally put them in my calculator. 0 plus 3 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. Oh, cool, I got 21. Okay. My next step, step number 3 says divide by the total amount of numbers added. Oh, okay, so I need to figure out how many numbers I added. I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, remember you guys, there's 2 things I can do. Oops, let me not use a highlighter, let me use a pen. There's 2 things I can do. I can divide, remember my total number of dots is 5 if I had dots, right? So I can do 5 into 21. I could do that if I wanted to. But y'all know Miss Hernandez is lazy. So I'm going to go write it 21 divided by 5, because that's my denominator, equals, well, let me try it. It's a decimal, which is A-OK, 4.2. 4.2 is my answer. Over here on the first one, I want you guys to put average or mean is 5. On this one, my average or mean is 4.2. So now you can see how you do it with data when it's already in a numerical set, or even when it's in a dot plot.